Today we will reload for the Krag-Jørgensen, the 6.5 by 55.
Well, neck sizing, it's actually nothing to it. I use this Hornady unique case lube. You can of course use the Hornady spray. I don't have it, so I'm just lubing the neck because I'm only sizing the neck. I take a little bit on the rim, put it inside the rock shocker, and I press one and one, and it's kind of easy. And put it here to go to the trimming the size, and then it just repeats itself like this. Put on a little bit of lube, just a little bit, just a tad. Excessive amount of lubes can give you troubles when you're shooting if you get lube into the load and into the powder. That's not a good thing. You see? That's how I neck size. And the rock shocker, I can't speak highly enough of it, because all my rifle loads, all rifle reloads, all my calibers, I use the rock shocker all the time. You can of course get another single stage that it's equal solid, and it will probably do the same job. When I've neck sized, the next process is trimming the case. Krag-Jørgensen, the Norwegian Krag-Jørgensen in 6.5 by 55 is 54.8 millimeters. I'll show the process. I take the brass that has been neck sized, and it's not been tumbled yet, so it's not clean to say, and I center it with the pilot, and when that is done, I just turn this one, and a small amount, because I have adjusted it for 54.8 millimeters, and that's the trim length. I'm trimming the cases down. You can see here, and I also have a brush so I can clean the what you call the knife, the chambering tool. And then there will be a little sharp edges on the front of the case. I use this chamfer tool, middle and outside. I just put it into a bit holder, so it's easier to on the hand. And when you've done that, it's good to go in the tumbler. This brass is now just a little bit too long. I put the gauge or the micrometer to 54.8, and they won't fit, so I will just trim them down a little bit. You can see that this is also a must-have when you are reloading. Caliper is the correct name. Time-consuming, tedious work, but when you've done it, you are sure that your brass is the correct length, and I highly recommend that you do it whatever caliber that you load. So, and when I've done that, it goes into the tumbler, and in the tumbler it will stay for an hour, 2 hours maybe. That's the tumbler. That's a Lyman product as well. And I'm not sponsored in any way by Lyman, just that you know it. Still in the process of it's been a couple of days, but I'm still in the process of making reloads for the legendary Krag-Jørgensen. The Norwegian 6.5 by 55 Swede is what I reload for now. And you know, when you reload for the Krag-Jørgensen, you need to have your pressures down, because the bolt has only one lug, and that's what's special, so very special about the Krag-Jørgensen. So right now I'm about to prime, and I use my Lyman EC primer. It's a gadget that I got quite a while ago. I'm not sure if I'm extremely pleased with it, but it's okay. I'll just now show you how I prime the brass, because I had to ditch my Lyman EC primer. You know, this here handheld priming tool that I previously made a video about. You can look it up on my channel if you want. It's crap. It's absolutely crap. Sorry, Lyman, this is not good for you. If you are to come with a product like this, it should work. One, it doesn't sit the primers far enough, and two, it doesn't work with rifle primers. No good at all. How I prime? I take the brass, I put it into the rock shocker, I take a cap and I just, and that's it. There you can see the primer properly seated, flush with the rim. That's good. That's what it's supposed to be. And you can do that, of course you can do that with a rock shocker. The RCBS rock shocker. It's a tool that I'm actually depending on. It's when other stuff fail to work, it's okay. This one will always work. Well, you have to have some kind of discipline in your loading room to be able to make your own ammunition. If you are a little bit interested in mechanics, and if you don't have like 10 thumbs or 10 pinkies, then you will be able to reload your own ammunition, and it's actually great, very pleasing and very satisfying. Next step is to find the right amount of powder and seat the bullets. So I'll show you that just in a minute. So I'm about to put powder in my empty shells and ready to put powder in them and seat the bullet. I have my powder measure here, Frankfurt Arsenal I think it is. No, it's a Hornady, is it? Red, yeah, Hornady. I'm not sure. It's a very accurate press when I get to adjust it. And I have my single stage rock shocker RCBS. I'm just starting to get the load. I have to measure every time, and I have a powder dipper also to make up if there's just a little bit left, like a grain or two. 35.1 grain. I need 44, so I need a little bit more. I just adjust it here a little bit. It's just a tiny little bit, you know. So I need 44 grains. And I have a funnel. That's Frankfurt Arsenal as well. I impose a picture. It has different funnel throats, so suitable for the caliber. That's okay. You can probably use whatever, but so where am I about right now? Should be around 40 grains. 39.9 grains. So I could go from there with a dipper, with a tickler, and you know, I'll give you a little tip with the tickler. This was just plastic, so it was all around on the loading table. So I filled it with shot and used on the bottom here Gorilla tape. So it's very stable right now, and it's supposed to be 39.8. I'll try to get a little bit closer to 44. That should be maybe enough. Right there. So into the shell, control weight 43.4. I need 44, so I will tickle out the rest. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're able to see it, but I'll just put powder into the brass shell. I put the powder back into the pan to measure it, and I use the tickler here to add the rest of the amount to 44 grains. I'm at 44 exactly right there. I'm not sure if you are able to, if I lift the camera a little bit, you might see it. 44 grains. And that's what I do with every single round. So it's time consuming, but it's very satisfying when you get to the range and it works as it's supposed to.
You will see here how I use the funnel to get the accurate amount of powder back into the shell. You see I place the funnel on top of the shell, and then I pour the powder down the funnel and it goes into the shell, back where it will rest until I fire the round.
I'm starting to get there. It's a time-consuming process to load for precision. I like to have some precision in also the traditional Krag-Jørgensen. I have written down what I'm loading. Always keep a log in your loading room. I will have 76.5mm overall length on the cartridge, and that's according to the loading manual. So and I'm today loading 130 grains 6.5 Norma precision made bullets, golden target actually. They're both tail and they're Spitze bullets, of course. That's what was revolution with the Krag when it came out. I know that you Americans, you had the Krag in 3040 Krag. That's also a good caliber. I think the 6.5 by 55 Swede is a very nice cartridge, a very nice cartridge for precision shooting, and they still use that cartridge in Norway for hunting and for precision competition shooting in the Norwegian Voluntary Shooting Association. It's actually the same as the NRA in the US, almost. So I will start by mounting the seating die. That's the one. I have one seating die for the copper match bullets, and I have another seating die for lead bullets. I have another die kit actually for the lead bullets, because in Scandinavian Western shooters we are allowed to shoot the Krag in competition, and then we will have to use lead bullets. I'm starting just to, yeah, well, it's not a problem. You can probably see that I'm just putting the bullet into, guiding it into here, and I'm probably way out, yes. Let's measure. Oh, then try again. And measure again, and that's the way it goes. You must be careful not to take too much, because then you all have to remove the bullet and do it all over again. And once you have adjusted the seating die, you can just put the rest of the bullet in place and you're good to go to the range. Because now you have clean brass, right amount of powder, 76.5. That's it. And then I just put it into the box and I'm ready for the range. I'll show you just a couple more a little bit closer. Brass, bullet, put them all together into the rock sucker, guide the bullet up into the die and seat. And if you want to, you can control measure again. 76.5 exactly. Perfect. And you can also inspect the bullets and see, or the cartridges, because now it's a finished cartridge. It's ready to go into the rifle, and hit the X ring, or the 10 or the X ring. You know, it's only 10s and X's that count. Yeah, as you all are still there, I still have some work to do with the cartridges. In a few days I will go to the range together with some friends, and we'll shoot Krags and muzzle loaders. We are a black powder gang up here in Norway that should try to get together on a regular basis and train a little bit, shoot a little bit, and have a good time actually. And we also shoot the traditional modern rifles like the Krag, and the Krag is a Norwegian heritage, and we're all proud of our Krags, I can promise you that. This is a serial of several videos, and this is just this one was just of reloading the 6.5 by 55 for the Krag-Jørgensen, model 1894. You know, the Norwegian Army were later than the United States Army to adopt the Krag, and even later than the Danish. That's but Krag is a Norwegian invention, and the Norwegians that have Krags, they are all proud of them. I can promise you that. I'm pretty sure about that. So, well, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, always shoot straight.